What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and if you missed my report yesterday on the upcoming changes, January 1st, which is 54 days from today, to YouTube, anybody who creates content that may be deemed targeted towards children is in for the worst adpocalypse yet. Up to, as tested by TubeFilter, a full 90% drop in earnings simply for having some random person in a call center decide that your video about Super Mario Brothers is targeted towards kids, even though you might be covering some RP aspect of it or a new terms of service change. They're going to force you to take your videos as targeted towards kids, and if you don't do it, there is severe punishments. According to the FTC, up to $42,000 per video that is fined directly to the creator. If you missed that video or you didn't share it, please do check it out. I'll leave it linked in the pinned comment below. But actually, during our live stream last night, a lot of people didn't know this, but Count Dankula, Baring, and I have a podcast. It's called The Incredible Salt Mine, and we've been doing it for over a year. 6 months ago, it seems like, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. It's hard to remember. We had monetization removed from the channel using the blanket reasoning of reuse content. Of course, that show doesn't reuse any content. It's 1 to 2 hour long podcasts, one per week. We don't use any clips from videos. We don't use any audio clips. It's just us shooting the breeze, having a good time. By the way, we air that show Wednesday nights between 6 and 7 Central. So if you subscribe to that channel, make sure you have notifications on, because we have one dude in Australia, one dude in the UK, and one dude in the Midwest. So sometimes timing doesn't always work out. But nonetheless, we had our monetization removed, and we went from maybe making a couple $100 a show, which is awesome, to making about $8 per show, because it forced people to use Streamlabs. Maybe more than 8, maybe $50, we'll say. But certainly that is a punishment. We saw in the last week, Mr. Medicare, many know him as the Internet Aristocrat or just Jim. He also had his channel demonetized for, quote, reused content. The man does not reuse content. His content is 100% original, and in any event, if he does reuse content, it's always in a transformative and fair use way. We can look at another creator, Sinatra Says. His channel also terminated, I believe, for reuse content. This is the blanket excuse that YouTube gives creators when they just want to demonetize you, when they want to remove your ability to earn money on their platform. And they've got a brand new terms of service dropping December 10th that makes things even worse for creators. This is also at the same time when their creators are getting flooded with false copyright claims from a guy named KSI. And this is also at the time in which unequivocally I will show to you that YouTube, once they choose to remove a channel's monetization, they will steal your money. That's right. They keep it, collect interest on it, and don't give it back to you. I will prove that to you in a couple of pieces of evidence. I only ask that whether you're listening to this video, because I know many people do, or you're watching it, that you take a minute to leave a like and a comment on it. And if you are watching it and you take it to the next level, if you share it on Twitter, Facebook, Gab, Minds, literally anywhere, it's the only way this channel grows, and it's a free way to really help get the word out. It's getting harder and harder these days. Now, started last night, a lot of people tagged me in. Thousands of creators are getting spammed with false copyright claims. Earlier today, YouTube decided to drop a belated Halloween scare as content creators from around the world got bombarded with multiple false copyright claims on their videos. The claims seem to have affected creators from all over the world, irrespective of their channel sizes. While these are mainly focused towards gaming channels, others have gotten videos claimed as well. People are actually getting copyright claims from entire series and playthroughs, which is absolutely insane. What happened? How did everyone suddenly get copyright claims on multiple YouTube videos at once? Well, it's KSI. Apparently, the claims are coming from KSI, who's one of the biggest content creators on YouTube, 7 million subscribers. While a copyright claim does not take a video down or result in a strike on the channel, it does divert monetization away from the channel to the person who claimed it, at least until the dispute is resolved. Now, KSI said he is handling it, but what this does is, above everything else, it exposes the ridiculously broken system that YouTube allows. It's the system that YouTube continues to allow big channels as well as copyright houses and what are they called? Channel representatives to just flag away in a automated way with no checks or balances. You have, well, the claims are probably a mistake on the part of the company that actually does content IDs for KSI's channel. It's still extremely bizarre to see YouTube actually allow such things to happen. Again, this goes to show what's important to YouTube and what isn't. Essentially, KSI, if he ever played Mortal Kombat and you play Mortal Kombat, you're getting your claims. If he's played Dead Space, you're getting claimed. Thousands of people. Of course, there's no punishment for the agencies that do that. WMG in this case, they just go about their way. And then also remember that, what if there's millions of these out there and only a few thousand people even noticed? I rarely check my email that these would get sent to. So KSI is just going to steal that money unchecked. WMG is going to take their 20% cut unchecked. But meanwhile, YouTube is spending their time updating their terms of service, which goes into effect on December 10th. And I want to point out some particulars in this that, while I'm not surprised, it is a bit scary. You can look at how they market this. They say, we're updating our terms of service on the 10th of December, 2019. This summary is designed to help you understand some of the key updates we've made. No, it isn't. The summary is designed to divert you away. We can use, they talk about who may use a service. They're updating your content, your terms of service. They're also updating their terms and service around account suspension and termination. Now, I want to show you how they describe it here and then how they actually describe it in the terms of service. This section explains how you and YouTube may terminate this relationship. Key updates. Terminations. Our terms now include more details on when we might need to terminate an agreement with bad actors. We provide greater commitment to give notice when we take such action as what you can do to appeal it if you think we've got it wrong. We've also added instructions for you if you decide to no longer want to use our service. Now, in my experience, once they remove the monetization for a particular YouTube channel, whether it be for gaming or commentary or whatever, it never gets added back. I have 0% faith, even though I've reapplied for the Incredible Salt Mine, that will get remonetized. I have 0% faith that Jim, Mr. Menaker, will get remonetized. I just don't see I just don't see any success stories. But let's actually look at the terms updates. Terminations by you, great. Don't care. Terminations and suspensions by YouTube for cause. Here we go. YouTube may suspend or terminate your access, your Google account, or your Google account's access to all parts of the service if A, you materially or repeatedly breach this agreement. Fine. B, we are required to do so to comply with any legal requirement. Fine. C, we believe there's been conduct that creates or could create liability or harm any user or third party, YouTube or its affiliates. So part C is basically we can terminate anyone, anytime, any reason. Notice of termination. We will notify you with reason. And as we've seen, the reason is bogus. You have some huge data center in India terminating accounts en masse, and it's bull. My account never reused content. The Incredible Salt Mine never did, but we'll never get monetization back. Probably because Count Dankula is on the show. It's hard to determine, but it's not. They're not telling the truth. We will notify you unless we reasonably believe that you do so. A, that it would violate the law. Fine. B, would compromise an investigation or integrity of operations. Fine. C, would cause harm to any user or third party, which includes, in my opinion, corporations, YouTube or our affiliates, where YouTube is terminating your access for service changes or reasonably possible, you will be provided with sufficient time to export your content from the service. Finally, effective account suspension or termination. If your Google account is terminated or Google account access to the service is restricted, you may continue using certain aspects of the service, such as viewing only without an account, Yeah, like how would they stop you from using YouTube anyway? And this agreement will continue to apply to such use. If you believe your account was terminated in error, you can appeal using this form. We all know that that appeal will get memory hold. Now, when you get demonetized or you have your monetization removed, it's one of the worst days in any creator's careers. Because even if you're making $10 a month or $100 a month, it's awesome. It's hard to describe that feeling. You need only look at all the people that chase it. The same thing on Twitch. It's addicting. It's awesome to get a few bucks. You know, when I started YouTubing, it was, hey, maybe I can pay for beer money. Or maybe I could buy a video game once a month just from YouTubing. Wouldn't that be awesome? Then it turns out to some people that they make a living doing it, or they, you know, really expand and they build an empire. Most people are happy with just a few extra bucks in their pocket. Most people start YouTubing to create content, and the idea of making any money from it is just a pipe dream. Well, when the YouTube removes monetization, they've said publicly that, thanks for the tag, any revenue earned prior to being removed from the Yahoo or the YouTube partner program will still be paid out through your AdSense accounts based on the standard payment thresholds and timeline. If you're below $100 and want to close your AdSense account, here's how. So publicly they've said, if we choose to remove you from the partner program, you will still be paid. Now, when the Incredible Salt Mine was demonetized or removed monetization, we asked last night on the show, hey, can you guys check to see if you had gotten any of your super chats refunded? And anecdotally, it looks like some people did get their super chats refunded, which to me is absurd, because if on the 10th of July, a follower, a viewer willingly gives you money, and then you get terminated on the 30th of that month, why would YouTube refund that money? Why wouldn't YouTube pass that money back through to you? That's ridiculous. At the time, you were in good standing, so they still owe you that money. I guarantee every single person who wanted to give you that money, if you asked them, they would want you to have it. And so YouTube, without the user's permission, without any cause, refunds that money, which is one, already terrible. Many channels, as Mr. Medicare, for example, survives mostly on his super chats, as his videos will probably never see an ad. I don't know if he doesn't run ads on purpose or if he just doesn't receive them. Regardless, his live streams are a sizable portion of how he earns revenue. I can say with my channel, live streams are extremely important for earning revenue because videos are unpredictable. Most of my videos, less than 30% of them receive any kind of ads. It's a tiny percentage. And in live streams, the people that choose to support, that goes a really long way. However, here we have the email from YouTube itself replying to Sinatra saying, "Hi, Matt. Thanks for writing back. This is Alvin. I'm stepping in the meantime. All earnings you accrued before your channel was demonetized will still remain and will be transferred to AdSense once your reapplication for the YouTube Partner Program is approved. This is key, though it might take 2 billion cycles before being paid. Except here's the thing. What happens if you never get approved again? YouTube keeps that money, unearned revenue on their books, collects interest on it, instead of paying it through. Why wouldn't you? Here's what any normal person would do when you fire an employee. Let's say I fire an employee who's working for me on a contract basis. They're due, they get paid for the month. You prorate it, you give them their money, and then you fire them. That's what YouTube should do. But that's not what they do. In fact, they're lying publicly by saying that it will still be paid out to you. It won't be. Because as you can see with Sinatra, for example, he's been waiting 6 months to be reapproved. He's never going to get that money. And I can also not be sure that we ever got our super chats because I don't remember exactly when we were demonetized. And that channel is really just kind of a fun project for the fans anyway. I assume that we didn't. Maybe some people got refunded. Maybe some people didn't. But when you get demonetized, never to be remonetized, YouTube steals that money from you. That's all your ad revenue and presumably at least right now, super chats as well, as according to Jim, I'm assuming based on his video he shot, he didn't get paid for his super chats either. So if you never get reapproved, you never get paid that money that you were owed, and that is ridiculous. Please share this video around. I'm going to tag YouTube partner support and ask that they make a change to this. Look, if you want to terminate somebody for cause, I understand. Heck, you don't even have to have cause when you're a private company. But you've got to pay them what they're owed. Get your stuff together, YouTube. Please.